MiniWarGaming's Beat Map Batrep!
Hey, welcome back to Beat Map Batrep Season 2, Episode 6. This is Menoth vs. Kador, a Warmachine battle report. Entering Kador turn 2. The Butcher has a random number of focus. It's d6 plus 1. I rolled a 5, so you got 6 there. And then we're charging in. See what damage we can do. The first group of Doom Reavers charges in. Unfortunately, one of them is lying on the ground, and all he gets to do is stand up. And then I don't charge with the Grey Lord Escort. And then starting to hit, he goes after the Exemplar Errants. Now the only problem with the Exemplar Errants is they can choose to have somebody else die, and if somebody else dies, then I don't get my Berserk attack because it doesn't count as me having killed them. So if he doesn't choose for them to die though, then I get knocked down because of the spell. So either way, they're not quite as effective as I could be, meaning my Doom Reavers. Still managed to kill 3 guys though, and then go after his one solo, the Exemplar Errant Seneschal, or however you say that, and I managed to kill him as well. Butcher moves up and attempts to cast his, what's the AoE spell? I can't remember what it's called. But it misses anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then the next group of Doom Reavers charges in. Unfortunately, I stayed behind this cover, which worked to my detriment because I can't charge through it. I don't have Pathfinder. So the other ones just had to run, so they weren't nearly as effective as they could be. Decided to ignore his one group of Knights Exemplar as they're not near an objective. And so I really need to focus on the objectives here. I go after the one guy, and of course he chooses somebody else to die. So I don't get my Berserk attack, and then he does the same thing, and I go after him again, and manage to hit, and these guys are hitting hard. They're charging with Power plus Strength 13 Weapon Master, and so I'm getting 4 dice on the charge, and so most of his guys will not be able to stand a hit. And so I go in, I even charge with my Grey Lord Escort in this one, and he does not manage to hit. And the other guys hit, and he transfers the damage, so the other guy does not have a target, because he's just at a 2-inch range of the other one there. And then the next guy attacks, and of course he chooses another one because he has 2 in range. He would have got a Berserk attack. Then my 2 Berserkers run up and shield the Butcher a bit because I don't want him to be too easily charged. And then I run up with Fenris just to get him in position for a charge. Now, during Menoth's maintenance phase, he does get a Vengeance attack with his Fire Salvation, where he gets to move and make a normal attack if anybody dies within a certain distance of him. And so he goes up and kills a Doom Reaver. His Knights Exemplar Seneschal runs up, and then he pops his feat. His feat in this case is that all his guys in his control area get an extra attack, and all melee attacks automatically hit. And that is nasty, just absolutely nasty, because he's got a lot of guys. That's a lot of extra attacks, and automatically hitting is a big deal. Now in this case, he's just automatically hitting and automatically wounding because he's got such a high strength. So I'm just making my tough rolls, and so he's just killing my guys, and he's got 2 attacks. So he goes for the next one. I fail 3 of my tough rolls in a row, and then he goes after the Grey Lord Escort and manages to kill him, and he fails his tough rolls. That's 4 in a row. And then he goes after the other Doom Reaver who no longer has tough because the Grey Lord Escort is dead. And he keeps doing that. Now this last one we killed, and then I remembered, oh yeah, he had tough, so we made a roll because he's part of the other squad. And so he actually made his tough roll, and so he's still there. And then his Exemplar Errants charge into this group, or move up for the most part because they're so close. He kills the Escort first. Now he has a special roll that he gets to fire after he kills somebody, and he misses Fenris. Goes after the Doom Reaver lying on the ground who no longer is tough and kills him, and then fires at the other Doom Reaver and hits him and kills him. He does not have tough anymore. Goes after this Doom Reaver, hits him, kills him. Goes after this Doom Reaver, hits him, and I fail my tough roll because this is the other group, so they still have tough with their Escort. Fail his tough roll as well. And he goes after him, hits him, and kills him, and I failed that tough roll. So I failed like 7 or 8 tough rolls, and I made one of them. Then his Fire Salvation moves up, hits Fenris, completely killing his mount, and Fenris is down there. He gets a free attack. I can't remember why. I think this is the extra feat attack. I think that's what it is. And he kills him, but I make my tough roll. So he attacks with his fist. I make my tough roll with it. Then he boosts for an extra attack, and I make my tough roll. And then he boosts for another attack, or uses focus, and I make that tough roll. So all those tough rolls that I failed were right there. Fenris was guarding them, or hoarding them all for himself. So he just made, I think, 5 in a row. So he's still alive with 1 hit point. The rest of his guys are running up to grab objectives, and he manages to get 1 objective there. So the score is currently 1-0 for Menoth, and I've got next to nothing left. That feat was nasty. I lost most of my Doom Reavers, and I really have hardly anything left except Butcher and the 2 Berserkers. And Yuri the Axe, I actually keep forgetting to use him. Anyway, stay tuned for round 3. Hey, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming. Thanks for watching part 2. Make sure you subscribe by clicking the button above if you're on MiniWarGaming or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click the like button and stay tuned for part 3. Happy wargaming.